What's up, visionaries? Today, I want to talk about something that is a little bit of a tough conversation for me to have because I do consultations and I work with people who have been a victim of these scams in many different ways. I have been on over 20 to 30 different consultations dealing with these people. And I feel like I have my ear to the ground in the streets on this. And also, unfortunately, in this video, I also will let you know that I am no longer going to work with these kinds of people because the systems, the mindset, and the goals that I train my mentees to have, I find that these people, when I try to convert them, because they have the right idea, and this is what I want people to understand about cryptocurrency, is that if you want to invest in it, and this is my honest belief as somebody who is in the space, actively talking about it, and I'm bullish on it, and I want other people to make money from it. I want you to understand that crypto is speculative and volatile, and it is riddled with scammers. The reason why it's riddled with scammers is because of lack of regulation. Although I'm not someone who's for the regulation, for the general public, many people do not have the financial literacy that it takes to invest in a self-sovereign asset class. Self-sovereign means that you take on the full responsibility of your operational security, your personal finance, your budgeting, your investment strategy. All of that is going to be on you. When you invest in cryptocurrency, you have to understand that you are dabbling in the space of managing money. See, and the thing is that typically deters people from it because people don't think they have time. That's what I want to work with people, is to set them up with a system that can actually help them allow to actually win in this space with a system that's duplicatable and it's reasonable. It's not gaslighting you with all these other pitches and sales. So now, when I get in this, I'm going to show you a video. This is going to be about two people in Canada that were scammed for $2.3 million on Canadian dollars. And they talked her into selling their house. And I'm going to give some dialogue in between on the videos, but I want you guys to watch this because this is really important for those of you, if you were taken by a pig butchering scam. This is also going to be a video that I'm going to send to you because I want you guys to understand what it is that you were in. So that's also why I'm making this video. So it's something that I can prove that I'm somebody that, because I'm in the crypto space and I help people invest, I don't want to be associated with this. So I feel like this is a necessary video for me to make because I want to separate myself from even some of the influencers who aren't scamming you. I'm going to show you how they use this language. It's the same language. Even certain projects that I don't invest in is because I don't like those marketing tactics. I do not like price speculation tactics because that's how you get knocked off your square, is how I normally say it. So with that being said, I'm going to play this video back. Let me share the video here. And then I'm going to follow up with a presentation, and then I want to talk to you how, even in the regulation, there's now prediction markets is also somehow manipulating people on the same thing. And this is what I want you to start understanding, is that I think that we are headed into a space where everyone's going to be drained for their money. And I believe that it's going to be leaning towards universal basic income. And you're going to be that person that either extracts the money, and there's a certain age demographic that I have realized that is in these pig butchering scams, which I will go into later. And so I don't want to be too windy with my intro. Let me share my screen here and let's get into this presentation. Mm. Yeah. All right, here's the video, guys.
How did you feel when they said you're going to have to sell your house to get your money back?
Heartbroken. I was broken into pieces.
A woman we'll call Denise of Mark, Ontario, asked us not to reveal her identity as she is devastated and embarrassed to have lost her life savings in a cryptocurrency scam. In July of 2023, she was on Facebook when she saw a story featuring billionaire Elon Musk saying she could get rich fast.
All right, I'm going to
Millions of
pause that right here because what I want you guys to understand what is happening here is I want you to understand that they as they mentioned, she invested her life savings. This is what I'm telling you of the reason why I'm not going to work with these people. That is already something that I don't want people to do. That's why I charge the upfront fee is because one, my time is valuable, but also because I want to have the establishment that you're already giving somebody money, right? And then we'll have the conversation where I set you up with your risk tolerance and profile and things like this. But what I want you to realize there is that every person that I have worked with in that space, they either got duped by love, right? Or they got told that they were going to make a lot of money or some video. And this is what I meant about the other projects and other influencers who's like Donald Trump is going to make millionaires. Elon Musk is shilling this. And that's why I'm going to say it flat out. That's what I don't like about XRP. XRP and their community have been doing this for years. They've been telling you stuff that wasn't true. Now, I'm not saying that it doesn't have utility. I'm saying that that is part of the reason why the same marketing that pig butchering scams use, XRP influencers, and actually the Ripple Labs, they use the same thing. Well, actually, Ripple Labs don't say anything. The influencers of XRP is where people get victimized. As you can see, XRP was up 500%. I was telling some of my clients to take the profits, take the profits. And then it's hard to because, as I'll get into later, I don't have the credentials to tell you to make financial decisions. I can make a suggestion, but I wouldn't take my name for a grain of salt. And that's why you either do or you don't. And I understand I'm damned if I do and I'm damned if I don't, but I'm playing by the rules here. And I understand that I have to understand where you sit emotionally. And then the other part is using these AI generated videos. This isn't going to get any better. That's why I make the videos showing you about AI. See, everybody wants you to niche down all the time, but I want you to watch this video, and I'm gonna get into that. Got a good rant on this.
Users were able to close all their debts in the first week on the
So
platform.
I'm gonna rewind.
It said that you just have to invest.
Millions of users were
Elon Musk saying she could get rich fast.
Millions of users were able to close all their debts in the first week on the platform.
It said that you just have to invest
So now,
$250.
this is called the funnel, right? They're gonna fatten her up. They use somebody, AI, which is why on AI, it isn't this political thing why you can't use Donald Trump's image and things like that on certain platforms. It may be, I don't know. But also, people are very intellectually lazy. And I mean this respectfully, is that once you see that all of these things probably happened to you if you're somebody who reached out to me about a pig butchering scam. What this lady did will be really familiar. The same exact thing. This is called a pig butchering scam. And they're using AI. That's what they're going to be using with voice cloning. This is what I want you guys to understand. There's a reason why I don't take any lifestyle content, anything like that, because I'm not trying to lead to you with what I got. One, it's because it puts me at risk in other different ways. I try to lead with information. I know education is boring to people, but it's the only way you're going to make money moving forward and not lose it to people who is extracting it to you by telling you what you want to hear instead of what is reality. That's what I want you guys to start understanding. You got to have the tough conversation with yourself if you're trying to win. That's why I'm choosing that I already know what I'm doing, how to make money. I'm picking and choosing who I want to work with. I got people who want to sit down to lunch with me, take all this kind of time. I don't have time to sit down to lunch with people. And like the reason why is because I have businesses that I run. I have other clients that I need to serve. And to sit down and for you to extract value out of me for maybe a $20 or $30 meal, I don't think so. If you want to actually get my time, pay money, we'll sit down and I will over deliver in giving you value. So, what I want you to understand is that you're getting victimized by AI. That's why I do the discovery call. See, my whole system is designed to prevent you from falling victim to these scams. Because guess what? You think you don't have time. And this is the part that I want you guys to understand. A lot of people always sit out there and say they don't have time, but you're urgent. Urgency, when you don't have time, is always detrimental. See, they started her out small. You just have to invest $250. They use Elon Musk. I'll go back to it.
Get rich fast.
Millions of users were able to close all their debts in the first week on the platform.
It said that you just have to invest $250 and you get on his platform and you're going to make money daily.
Denise sent 200.
That was almost triggering for me because I go on a lot of these consultations and people talk to me. And that's why I don't want to go on these consultations, because it's not just the ones that, it's not everyone that I work with, but like one guy called me the N word because I charged him after he was scammed, right? Because I charged him for my time. And I was like, this is how much I charge for my services. And I was like, and because I don't want to go out and then I have to hear your sob story and I have to sit there and listen to your sob story for 30, 40 minutes, that's just like going out to lunch to somebody, right? But anyhow, what I'm saying is that a lot of people don't realize that these people are making a promise to you and you will get paid daily. See, you will get paid daily. Passive income. That's the same thing those entrepreneur scammers were using during the pandemic. See, passive income is a myth. And that's where people, like, everybody thinks that there's this autopilot thing, right? But it still takes risk. You still have to manage something. That's what at the beginning, when I was telling you about managing money, like, that's the thing that people don't understand. You're always going to have to manage money. See, you need to understand that when people make promises like you're going to get paid daily, that's not how investing works. Even the people who tell you, like, there's this one guy who told me he was going to give me $5,000. He told me you can get 10% of it, and I want you to make trades for me when I ask, and then you give me money. And I was like, excuse me? And if people don't realize that you're asking me to be a robot for you, right, guys? And then so you're asking me to be a robot for you, right? And then as I like, if you want me to give you money and make trades for you, and I get it, you're hopeful. I get people who message me all the time. I want to find a way to make money in this investing stuff that I don't have to wait for the price swings all the time, right? You're asking me to make trades. That requires risk. You got to be willing. Once you give someone your money to work for you, you better be willing to part with all of it. Now, the person who's taking your money won't tell you that, but that's what you need to you need to make do with. You need to understand that. So let me finish this thing and I'm going to shut up and then let the video play out.
He thought was Musk's platform. 2 days later, she received what she was told was $30 US in profits. Convinced it wasn't a scam, she was told if she invested more, she would make more.
And they keep calling me and tell me that people are making so much money and that if you put more, and I said, okay.
Denise decided
So
to
now,
go all in.
I have investment opportunities that I work with people and I invest capital for people on behalf and I lock in, I have contracts and things like that. And because I'm in a space that's unregulated, I'm very selective about the people who I work with, right? And what I want you guys to understand is that that's why I don't do lead gen. I don't do high pressure sales. I always talk to these entrepreneurs that always tries to tell me these different things about how I should conduct business or not. And that's not how I do business. I know how to invest. I know how to extract value out of the market. I'm always going to win. And if you're willing to learn that, I can definitely help you. But what you're not going to do is come in and take your ignorant mindset and try to force an issue that isn't realistic. And that's the reason why I don't need to scale on a larger venue. This is why I changed my style of content. This is why I'm doing it this way, is because I already know that the formula that I have works and you'll win as long as you don't enter in under any other ruse that got you here. Whether you got loans to pay, debts to pay, no matter what, no matter how good people make it sound to me, the most problematic people that I work with that actually take the most time, right? These people take the most time out of you, like, and then it's soul sucking almost. It's like, I'm not making money. I could be doing things to make money by generating leads, by finding qualified people who are willing to not overthink this process. We're long-term investing in an asset class that is emerging. All of, like, I can't be the person who's sitting there telling you every day what the market looks like. I mean, like, I can do that, but it's like, realistically, it's like these assets have to perform, right? And you have to give it time to perform. And then time in the market is one of the hardest things to do. And that's what trading is. So now when you go deeper here,
and took out a second mortgage on her home.
I applied for almost
All in and took out a second mortgage.
me and calling me and tell me that people are making so much money and that if you put more, and I said, okay.
Denise decided to go all in and took out a second mortgage on her home.
I applied for almost $1 million on the equity in my home. I took it out and I started sending it to them, right? Like $350,000, $350,000.
After investing $1.2 million, she thought it had grown to over $3 million, but when she tried to take money out, she was told she needed to pay taxes and fees. She borrowed another $500,000 from family and friends and maxed out credit cards. In the end, she was scammed out of $1.7 million.
so right there,
I-
part of the scam is she was financially, not only just financially illiterate, she took out the equity of her home first and foremost. After these people had pressure sale called her, right? Kept calling her. Why? Because she was a honeypot. She was someone who's already invested money. She took the first bait, $250 and $30. There's even some of these scams where they will actually send you money so you can be like, I received money in this scam. How do I know this? It's in my consultations. This is the things that I'm dealing with. These are the people that this is how they get you on the hook. You see, they'll tell you that, hey, I'm going to give you a little, and it's a gamble on our end, but we're scamming other people. So if I give you $2,000 and you're like, wow, I made $2,000. But now, guess what? You had no education on how were you going to get the money out. This is the key part that was going on to her, that why she paid. Now the taxes are in it, right? That's not how that works. Embedded in the smart contract are the fees. It's one of the things that when I do the presentation later, this is one of the most important things that I want you guys to understand. That this is not how cryptocurrency investing is supposed to work. It's automated. When you hit sell and buy, that's what happens. All right? So now, she lost the equity in her house. She lost her retirement and savings extracted just because they showed her $25. Think about that. They showed her a $25 win on $250 investment, then just told her that if you invest more money, you will make more money. She went from $250 to taking out the equity on her home and invest in it. For what? To who? I'm a crypto bro. But no way. That is not sound investing, and they're preying on the financially illiterate, right? So then they told her afterwards, in order to get her money out, they showed her, your $1.2 million is now $3 million. And she was like, well, let me take that money out. Oh, you got to pay to get your money out. That's not how cryptocurrency works. The money would be taken out of the amount you're trying to take out. That's called the transaction fee embedded in the smart contract. See, this is what I'm trying to teach people, and a lot of people don't want to learn it. A lot of people shut down because the words are big. I get it. I hear people tell me, maybe the words are big. So what? They weren't big when you invested $1 million. It wasn't big when you invested 200,000. You have to understand these things. What gave you the confidence, clarity, confidence, conviction? That's why I preach this in my 3C method. This isn't some sketchy thing that I'm trying to preach to you. I'm trying to tell you, have the clarity to understand what you're invested in and how it works before you put the money in. So you can have the confidence to start compounding the money that it takes to grow. Because here's something that most people do not tell you. Nobody makes millions of dollars with less than 100K invested. You're not going to make millions with less than 100K. My success story on Loopring was 14K invested over 2 years that turned into $374,000. That was a 2-year investing, averaging into a position. And now many people are like, oh, that's a long time. I'm dealing with people that every 2 months they're expecting to make 6 figures because of social media. You guys need to snap out of it. That's what I'm trying to teach people. If you want clarity, confidence, and conviction, talk to me. Now, let's go here.
I don't have no retirement saving. Everything is gone.
There are fake AI-generated cryptocurrency videos featuring former Prime Minister Justin Trudeau.
We have developed an investment platform.
And current Prime Minister Mark Carney.
Make your initial deposit.
You could invest in it for as little as $250.
Donald Handrahan of Charlottetown PEI was online when he saw a story about investing in cryptocurrencies promoted by Dragon's Den. The show currently has a warning online saying it was targeted by a number of fake advertisements on Facebook. Hanrahan started investing with small amounts, but eventually put in everything he had.
So now, here's something that I'm gonna look this up for you guys. Facebook, remember the Facebook ads, right? All right, so look at this here. I'm just use the AI thing. I want you guys to see this. See, it's not just the pig butchering scam. See, these tech companies, they make money off ad revenue. So you can create any kind of company, and as long as you're paying for the ad revenue, right? See, internal documents leaked to Reuters late in 2025 indicated that Meta projected approximately 10% of its revenue in 2024, or roughly $16 billion, would come from ads for scams and banned goods. Now, there's tons of people who still fall for those scams because people are intellectually lazy. And this is what I'm talking about. And you need the tough talk because we're going into times now that we can't do any of this babying shit. Like, no more babying people anymore. You guys got to wake up. You guys are just a few years away from pouring Mountain Dew on plants, wading straight into idiocracy. And I'm trying to be respectful, but I got to tell you guys that if you're offended by it, prove me wrong, please. I'm begging you. That's why sometimes tough love works. I'm not your friend. Like, you don't know me. I'm not your friend, but I'm that guy that when my friends do something crazy, I'm going to tell them. Now, see, the projected revenue is that they estimated it would earn around $16 billion in 2024. So now you take that, right? Take that and then listen to this again. What they used. A familiar show.
Warning online saying it was targeted by a number of fake advertisements on Facebook. Hanrahan started investing with small amounts, but eventually put in everything he had.
I was getting at one point about 10,000 Canadian per day. Okay. And it eventually, it added up to $600,000.
When Hanrahan tried to remove his funds, he couldn't and realized he'd been scammed out of the entire amount.
Recognize the pattern, and then let me tell you what's frustrating. This is why I get paid up front. And then it's even the reason why I'm not going to work with these clients anymore is because I feel like I'm just a part of the scam whenever I take someone's money just to audit to see, because the way they talk, like if you listen to this, see, this is you knowing that this is content about pig butcher and scamming. Imagine you being a consultant and someone calls you and tells you about how they invested in some cryptocurrency, right? And that they have $600,000 and they can't get it out of their wallet, which absolutely blows my mind. And then the first question when I first started to ask this was, how did you get the money into the wallet if you didn't know how to get it back into your bank? That's the first red flag. How do you get fiat currency into a crypto wallet without some sort of onboarding ramp, which is bank facing and regulated, KYC, know your customer. This is the reason why I had to stop dealing with these type of clients, is because that guy would talk to me as if he had 600,000. Then I would tell him that, hey, we're going to meet at my office. We'll sit down for an hour, and then I'll sit down with these people, realize that this platform isn't real. What currency is this? What currency did you buy that you made 600,000? And I'm interested in opportunity. And see, even when I do the portfolio strategy calls with people, I deal with people who have unrealistic expectations because they watch these influencers out here. Everyone's selling you hopium all the time. This is what I want you guys to wake up to. You need to set realistic expectations. But let me tell you, like, why I have the real background behind me. I find it funny that even in this video, this is something that, like, I get the blurred screen, the privacy of your background, not letting people see what's behind you, right? The irony of this being in this video is actually really funny to me, right? So, like, that right there can be AI generated. Just that alone. The green screen effect gives the feel of AI, but that is a real person. This is Jeff Horncastle, right? Like, but still, the blurred screen is something that is hard to discern from what's real is fake. And that's why at the end of this, what this lady says is true. It's only going to get worse.
Nearly impossible to know what is real and what is fake in some cases.
Is it going to get better? Is it going to get worse?
Oh, it's going to get worse.
Tomorrow, we speak with a crypto
And she
investigator.
says it's going to go get worse, right? So now I'm going to stop sharing the screen here, right? And then what I want you, so now I'm going to get into this presentation now. And before I get into the presentation, right, I want you guys to see something here. Is that it's not just these companies, right? Like, it's not just these companies. There's not just some random person on the screen, right? I have my qualms about this here, right? So now, see, as you can see, Coinbase stock, let me make sure that it's loading up here. All right, so Coinbase announces stock trading and a new Kalshi-based prediction markets. So Kalshi is like this prediction-based trading thing, right? I also want you to realize at the beginning that I was telling you that I feel like there's this agenda to siphon money out of people. And ironically, not only is he talking about universal basic income, the guy from Coinbase, which if you're like in the community, I'll make a video about that. is that he talks about the universal basic income. Then you got stock trading and account and prediction markets on Coinbase now, right? And Coinbase is a trusted platform. So now you trust it, right? So now let me see. Coinbase is taking its biggest step yet into a broader financial sector. On Wednesday, the company announced customers will now be able to trade stocks on its platform and also place bets on a wide range of events through a partnership with prediction markets startup Kalshi, right? So now, see, Kalshi, Coinbase, Robinhood, all of it is just gambling. You're just assuming something that isn't real. See, they always led you to believe that crypto was gambling, right? But it was in like earlier times. Because you were gambling from the speculative nature, right? Everything is a gamble, right? A lot of people go to college, get a degree, and think that they're going to get a job. That's a gamble. But see, the only difference between that gamble is that society has groomed you to believe that you should expect something, even if it doesn't come true, which I think is even more harmful. You can tell me all of the things about the laws and what is to be. It's a gamble. It's not guaranteed to you. Nothing is guaranteed in this life. And when you start to operate with that, you will stop moving like a sucker. Ask questions. One of the things that I tell most of my clients is you can ask me any question that you want, right? And that's what I want you guys to start understanding. But they're leading into gambling. All right, so what is a pig butchering scam? A pig butchering scam is a long con fraud where scammers build trust first, then extract the money from you later. See, this name comes from they fatten you up emotionally before they take your money financially. These scams often start as a romantic conversation, friendly online relationships, uh, friend investment discussions that feel organic. They almost end with fake crypto platforms, fake profits, and request more money to unlock withdrawals, right? So what I'm saying is that I had a client, they were on Facebook dating, they were talking to an AI chat girl. I had several clients, and then this is like, I'm not going to mention names or anything else like that. What I'm saying is that I even met older gentlemen who had friendly online relationships. I had one guy who was investing money to run away with the AI girl and leave his wife, right? There was investment discussions that feel organic. So there was a woman that had an NFT project that like she had an NFT project. This woman on Facebook told her that she can mint an NFT and it'll just cost her $250,000. She gave her the money. And here I hear these things, right? And then here I am out here hustling, trying to get people to pay me $2,500. Right? And being legit, right? I think that's hilarious. Like people believe scammers more than legit people, and I don't even care. I'm not trying to win as a scammer. I just think it's funny that there's people out there who cry about a little bit of money, but will give a lot of bit of money off some AI girl that you can't even touch, you can't feel. You can slap me in the face you wanted to. You can call the police on me. I'm all over the internet. I send verified stuff all the time. Before I take a dime from anybody, I jump on a phone call, you hear my voice. Hey, this is and then I send you a link to my community where you can see the same person who's going to later ask you if you would like the coaching program. I don't understand it. I don't want to understand it. So anyhow, how do pig butchering scams usually start? Most victims don't think they're being scammed. That's the whole point. They prey on the financially illiterate. You don't understand cryptocurrency, so they come looking for you. See, the most common entry points are going to be the dating apps, Instagram, Facebook, Telegram, and WhatsApp. Like me, I only like WhatsApp because I'm an Android guy and most people have iPhones, and I'm a cybersecurity guy, so I prefer Android over Apple. And then so you get random wrong number messages all the time. You ever get those? Because that's why I made a video about deleting cookies. See, and then you get crypto education or investing conversations, right? And so this is the part that completely destroys my business model. Why am I saying this if I offer crypto education? Because I'm not going to sell you a dream. I'm not going to sell you hopium. You can learn it on a quick Google search. What you want to do is you need a system. See, the scammer plays the long game, though. They're patient, consistent, and emotionally attentive. This is not accidental. It's scripted psychology. It's called building rapport, is what they call that. All the time. You guys have to start understanding that that's why they say it's going to get worse, is because every business does this as marketing. They do it in cold calling. They do it in sales. They do it in every business. Police officers do it to you when they try to arrest you for questioning. It's everywhere. See, now, there's some patterns that you should recognize, though. In almost every pig butchering scam has it, right? So you got to almost relationship first, trust second, opportunity third, urgency fourth, extraction last, right? So what it is, establish the relationship, build the rapport, right? Earn their trust, right? And see, like, all of this is just something that, like, but you should establish a relationship with somebody. You should earn their trust before someone wants to do business with you, right? So then you present the opportunity. Then we use urgency. See, this is just typical marketing psychology. It isn't the fact that it's this scam specifically. This is the same thing Amazon uses with you. This is the same thing Target uses. You have a relationship. This is exactly, what's actually really funny about this is this pattern recognition is exactly why Wall Street is now taking and controlling the narrative of cryptocurrency. See, what they're going to do is they're going to go relationship first. You trust BlackRock. You trust your bank. You trust all these things, right? Then here's the opportunity. We're going to give you exposure to this asset class, right? Then now they might not lead with the urgency part, but they're going to get the extraction out of you. There's no different. The pig butchering scam, the Wall Street thing, when people use the word scam and I try to tell them your entire life is a scam, you're just a sucker. Now, that doesn't mean you shouldn't do business with people. What I'm trying to say is you got to learn how to vet the person. See, the scammers do not pressure you with logic. They pressure you with emotion. See, I just want to help you. And they reiterate it. I don't normally share this. This changed my life. You don't trust me. This is time sensitive. Everyone else is already doing it. See, this is what I try to tell you, the same thing about social media. These are the same hooks. Listen to me. Listen to me. I'm going to tell you a secret that I'm using to build wealth right now. This is going to make me $1 million 100 times. You see it on social media all the time. That's why I want you to have clarity to understand blockchain technology before you invest. It's boring, but then you can do it yourself if you decide to. Education matters. See, when you sit there and you doom scroll all the time, that's not an investment strategy. That's why you have to invest with somebody that you trust. There is a trust recession on the internet now, and you have to garner it, which is why I'm making this. I don't have to do business with you. If you click and get into and book a call with me, I either say you want to do business or not. If you want to do the cheap route, you're going to get cheap results. I'm not going to sit there and give you the game away for $700, $800. If it's too much for you to invest, don't take the opportunity. It might not be one for you. All right. So emotion is the hook and money is the objective here. So what they're typically going to do is they're going to use your emotions in order to extract money out of you. See, here's some immediate red flags that you should never ignore. is you should walk away immediately if you go guaranteed risk-free returns, right? So these are the red flags. If anyone guarantees you something, risk-free returns, guarantees you a specific return, right? And then it's like, because you got to look at the yield, right? And it's like 3%. And there's a reason why that's a lot. And one of the things that I talk about is the thing that cryptocurrency has done is tricked people into thinking that 50% and 100% return on your money isn't a lot of fucking money. Like, it's just crazy to me. See, and then they're going to pressure you to act quickly, right? Do this now or else the opportunity is going to go. And then they'll put a timer on you. So there was one, I went down a rabbit hole with one of the clients where it was like invest Bitcoin, and then it was like gave us a 20-minute timer. It was like $20 Bitcoin. Then take another $20. Then take another $20 worth of Bitcoin. And then it was like, okay, now I'm talking to somebody. We need $200 worth of Bitcoin. And so you would just keep giving them Bitcoin and they would be extracting it from you faster than the miner, actually. So this is a way, though, that they can extract Bitcoin out of people without having to mine it, right? So now, you go the request to move off major platforms. So that's the thing that, like, when you buy cryptocurrency, I tell you to keep it on Coinbase, keep it on your MetaMask, keep it on all of these different. You have to throw that. God damn it! Oh, this video is fucked. Please send it. Send it. All right, back to it. Here's some red flags that you should never ignore. If anytime someone's guaranteeing you returns or telling you that something is risk-free, that is already a red flag. Run for the hills. If someone's pressuring you to act quickly, where they put a timer on you, and that like, see, these are all typical marketing tactics. It's called scarcity and urgency, right? So secret or exclusive opportunities. See, you got to request to move off the major platforms. I always tell people that use Coinbase, use MetaMask, right? And use all of these the same specific platforms. Why? Because they work. If you go and somebody told you to go get some BS coin and you had to download some special wallet, see, you're already going further than you need to be. And there's going to be tons of people and other influencers that are going to tell you it's the way. And I'm trying to tell you the KISS movement is the best way to operate in crypto, is keep it simple, stupid. So then it's like if they request gift cards, wire transfer, or personal wallets, right? That is direct money. If they're telling you to go to a Bitcoin ATM to send them Bitcoin, that's something that's a red flag. Because what you can't do on the blockchain, they can't trace it back. See, the refusal to provide documents or verification, right? So I provide documents. Actually, one of these guys, they actually asked me for credentials. I sent them my credentials and then told them how much I charged, and he called me a scammer and then tried to call me all types of N-words and stuff like that. But anyhow. So identity verification is something that you should ask, right? And then so before discussing money with anybody online, right? So this is something that's important. You should ask, and this is exactly what I do. This is why my process is my process. Every time I get a client who has a problem with video chat, I have learned that this is a huge red flag for me as a business operator. Because if somebody cannot operate Google Meet, Zoom, or any type of video conferencing thing, There's no way you can teach them how to invest in cryptocurrency. See, you ask, can we video chat right now? Are you willing to meet in person? So now I charge an entirely different fee to meet someone in person for a ton of reasons, for other than me, somebody who operates remotely and does online businesses, to meet face to face. I only meet people who are paying me money. That's how I make money in this world. Guess what? If you don't like that, you can find somebody else who doesn't require it. It's just as simple as that. But me, I honor my time, I honor your time. And so in order for both of us to be seriously committed, there needs to be an exchange of value. So, and then also ask them their full legal name. What company do you operate under? I'm Michael James. I operate under Fourth Eye Visions. I'm located at 2412 Irwin Street in Melbourne, Florida. And then see if they avoid video calls, delays, or make up excuses, don't give them your money. See, I have all of the stuff that it needs because everybody needs someone to sue. See, real professionals do not hide. I am all over social media. This is one thing that you can see. Social media is a great place for people to vent and voice their opinion. What I'm trying to tell you is that I'm on every single one of those platforms. Those are the ones that I post on every single day. I have friends and family that follow me on some of these platforms. So in the event that I ever did anything to you, you can get at me. You can even find me. Report me to the news things if I ever scammed you or ever tried to. That's what social media is for, and that's why every entrepreneur should be on multiple platforms. See, somebody who's just on Instagram, just on Facebook, it's kind of a red flag. So now, the simplest test that exposed most scams is, say this clearly, I don't have any money to invest right now. Now, first of all, me, if you can't pay me or don't want to pay me, I already know that's the answer. And then if you can't pay, my fee is that I want all of my clients, right? I want all of my clients to actually make money. It's not you give me more money than you make. I want you to make money. Now, the thing I'm not going to promise you is how much money you're going to make. No matter how much people pressure me all the time, they get very clever. How do you do this? How do you do that? See, if they lose interest, they push harder, they guilt trip you, and they disappear, you got your answer. The interest was never in you, it was your capital. See, some questions you should ask about any investment opportunity, and it doesn't matter what this is. See, because I believe that one is, what is the exact platform name and website, right? So before you do that, what I learned from these pig butchering scams is that many of the people, they get on these websites that are like Web Coins, Web 3.0, four-way mirror money, and there were all these different ones that I want people to understand that that's the thing that I don't understand why people do not vet that. I would take the website, take the name in the website, and they won't give it to you. The reason why they won't give it to you, because in Quora forums and Reddit forums, someone who was victimized by that website and was looking for help would already warn people about it. So they most likely wouldn't give you the website that they were going to, right? See, and then you ask, is it registered with SEC or FINRA? See, and now in crypto, that's something that's right now, they're working that out. That's what the whole Clarity Act is all about, right? And so, and it's like, where is my money actually held, right? And so they would tell you about it. And when you find out where your money's actually held at, they won't reveal this information, first of all. And it was like on the platform, or they'll just reiterate something that they told you several times, because remember, they're trying to confuse you that you are the one who doesn't understand, right? So what are the real risks involved? And then can you withdraw your money without paying extra fees, right? So now, out of your pocket. And it's not just can you withdraw the funds without extra fees, it's can you withdraw the money and have the fees extracted from the money that you're withdrawing, that you don't have to put new capital into to invest. Scammers avoid specifics. Professionals welcome scrutiny. Me, I always say that. So, the withdrawal free trap to explain. One of the most common pig butchering tactics is they show you fake profits. Then they say you must pay taxes first, you must pay a processing fee, or you must unlock your account with another additional funds. Scam, run for the hills. This is always fake. Legitimate platforms do not require upfront payments to withdraw your own money. See, independent verification you must do yourself. Never rely on what they tell you. Verify everything. Something that I live by is we don't trust, we verify, right? Reverse image search profile photos, right? I'm talking about even in the testimonials on your favorite investor's website. What I want you to do is screenshot that photo, plug it in the Google Lens, and see how many other websites use that same profile picture. It's one of the most common things that you can ever find out, right? So I want you to search names, numbers, and platforms with scam. Just type in scam, and then I want you to type in, is four-way mirror money a scam? Is, what was the other one? I can't remember all the names of all these things, but whatever project dupes you, type it in and ask if it's a scam. See, check the SEC and FINRA databases, right? And so what that would do, they would tell you that either it's aligned with it or not. We're talking about, see me, I start with small capital. These people are taking out second mortgages of their house. Me, no. See, ask your bank or a neutral advisor, right? So, and the banks are now getting hip to this, but I don't know. And then read third-party reviews and complaints. That means go to Reddit forums, right? You can actually type into ChatGPT and AI if you want. So something that I live by, we don't trust, we verify. And that's something common in the crypto space, right? See, crypto is targeted so heavy because it attracts scammers. And it's because it's still early, it's borderless, it's irreversible, and many people lack education. And it's easier to throw stones at something that many people don't understand. This is one of the reasons why crypto is so heavily attracts scammers, right? It's because people already come in with the idea that you don't have to have any form of education. You don't have to have any financial literacy. You can put some money in and then a Lamborghini will show up in your driveway the next night. And that's why many people, and it's not really just the scammers are confidence, men of confidence. What they do is they confidently tell you that, hey, you're going to make some money here. You want to make some money? I'm going to help you make some money. And then you take the bait and then you give them the money and then they walk away from you. They don't pick up when you call. There's no way to contact them. You don't know their email address. You can't find them on social media because they gave you a fake name. All of these things are true. And you can't do a video conference with them. You're just chatting with them in WhatsApp, right? See, it's not crypto's fault. It's financial literacy that's a gap, right? See, scams exploit ignorance and not technology. Those who know how the technology works are the ones who are hip to the scam, right? So what separates a qualified crypto portfolio, well, a crypto professional like myself? See, a legitimate crypto professional never guarantees returns, explains the risk to you, right? Uses reputable platforms, encourages self-custody and education, welcomes questions and skepticism. I always say it. You feel free to ask me any question you want. Nothing is off the table. Ask why until you understand. That's the part of the clarity that I want you to have. So you provide documentation and transparency. And that's something that I would do over and over again for anybody, anytime they ask. And then I'll teach you how to think. They don't tell you what to do blindly. And that's the part. It's that I'm not trying to give you fish. I'm trying to teach you how to fish. And see, many of you, I found out that many of you like scams. Many of you want to be scammed. There's this video that if I find it, I'll make a short film about it and I'll attach it to this one, is that many of you actually want to be scammed. You want to believe the lie. You want to be told that you'll get rich quick because it's the only thing that'll make you move. Tell me that I'll get rich and then take it slow, and then you're mad that you're not making money overnight. See, traditional finance versus crypto reality here. See, traditional finance appears safer because regulation is mature, custodians are established, and processes are familiar. And this is what I was telling you earlier about those same scams that the same marketing that the trust that the scammers use, the banks use it too. They're doing it right now with the ETFs. All right. See, crypto requires that does not mean crypto is unsafe. It means shortcuts are punished faster. You have more personal responsibility, you need more education, and you need to be self verified. See, the real protection is education. Regulation helps, platforms help, technology helps, but the strongest protection is still IP, intellectual property. Awareness, discipline, patience, and verification will always win. If you rush, you will lose. If you slow down, you see clearly. What to do if you suspect a scam? If something feels off, stop communicating immediately. Do not, I repeat, do not send more funds. Do not share your personal information. Report it to the FTC, the FBI, IC3, and it's ICCCC is why it's IC3. And then, or local authorities. Warn others if appropriate. Walking away is not weakness, it is actually intelligence. And so if it feels rushed, secretive, or emotionally charged, it's not an investment. Real wealth is built slowly. Real professionals are transparent. Real opportunities do not chase you. And trust clarity over excitement. Trust verification over promises. And trust your gut when something feels wrong. Now, I'm going to follow this up with if you're somebody who wants to get started investing in cryptocurrency. My name is Michael James, and I started out investing with $80 a month in cryptocurrency, and I scaled it to multiple seven figures. The reason why you would want to do business with me is because I'm someone who first, before we exchange any money, we can jump on a discovery call. I can find out what is your risk tolerance, how much do you actually know about crypto, and where you need to go. If you like this video, share this with somebody who may potentially have gotten scammed. Maybe this will help them. And subscribe to the channel. Be sure to follow me on all social media platforms. And if you go to the description below, you can join my community, the Visionary Village.